went off.
They're not going to forget that. You do.
I'm Bethany Taylor, I'm the class teacher and the assistant head here.
Tell me what's going on.
We have got YPPT in. I worked with them in Watford and I just could see from there how it changed lives. I've come to this school, it's an incredibly deprived area and I just knew this is exactly what the kids needed, and it was.
Tell me what's happened.
So they made their puppets. Well, actually first they read the story, they got into the story, they did some designs and character descriptions and things like that. Then they made their puppets, then they made all the props and the scenery, and then there's been learning how to use the puppets and get into character and put on a performance.
Tell me how this affects the children.
I get a little bit emotional, Martin. I'm very passionate about this. But for them, they've not done a school event or a performance in this school because of the pandemic. But also, lots of these children have never been proud of anything. And they are so proud of this, even on its worst day, when it all goes wrong. You can just see, and I hope you'll see today, that it means probably more to them than anything else has in their school education. And it's magic, it's just magic.
Why is that?
Because they're not being measured against anything, they have no expectations from society, they're just being kids and they're learning something new. It's a completely flat playing field and everybody can thrive in it, and that's not the way the education system is. So to have this built into the curriculum, they're not paid anything to do this, so it's completely equitable, and I think that's why.
You've been here, tell me what you've been doing.
Over the last couple of weeks,
Yeah.
I have been rehearsing this show. We had about a week in the classroom, so just with these little supports, hold the backdrops up, learn where the puppets go. Kids learn where all the props go so they can set that up each time, and then we've had 2 weeks with this whole rig up. The kids have obviously learned to operate the wheelie bit, they've programmed the lights themselves, and then we've been rehearsing with the voices and the puppeteers, and then we have a show. So they've had about 2 hours with me a day for the last 2.5 weeks.
So what kind of difference have you seen it having in the children?
I mean, overall, I think they've really learned to focus. This particular group have really struggled with that, and I think that's partly a pandemic thing, that they've just had less time in school. They've learned to work together much better. I've heard a couple of them in the past couple of weeks start talking to me. They've got a couple of really quiet kids in this class that I've heard full sentences from the past couple of weeks, which that's been great. And particularly in this class as well, there are 3 or 4 kids who aren't used to being good at stuff in school. And one of the most gifted puppeteers I have ever worked with in Year 6, and I've done about 50 of these shows at different schools. One of the best puppeteers we've ever had is in this class. And he's not normally good at stuff. This is the first time he's ever gone to school going, I'm going to be good at this today, and that's amazing. We've had another kid whose mum cried because the teacher ran out and went, oh, he's really good at puppeteering, and she's never heard that about her son at all, that he's good at anything. He's got a really difficult home life, that kid, so to make him feel that he is good at something, that there are things in the world that he's good at. And we'll be talking on Friday to him at the end of the project about creative careers and about, okay, maybe you don't want to go and be a puppeteer, but if you enjoyed working backstage, there are roadie jobs, tech jobs, crew jobs. Go and train in pyrotechnics, blow things up safely on stage for a living. Why not?
You're so proud of what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. Jeremy and I will both be a little bit teary by the end of today, I'm sure.
Well, just here, tell me about this kit. It's huge. I had no idea it would be this big.
Yeah.
The original that I had was made out of wood, and it had a tendency to fall into the audience. It was made out of 2 sheets of plywood, and when the kids leaned on it, it would just kind of...
That was in like the 90s.
That was a while ago.
Yeah.
And so I went looking in Hertfordshire for somebody to do some aluminium welding. And we found this company in Hitchin called Brilliant Stages. And I asked them for a couple of hours of pro bono, just consulting, and they just took a shine to it, and they gave it to their apprentices to design and to build. And when we brought a class to go and pick it up, and it turned out that they had fitted in building this thing between refurbishing what turned out to be the last touring stage for One Direction and building the next stage for Take That. So these guys are serious international stage builders, and it really reflects that because it fits in spite of its size, it fits in a transit. It's light enough that the kids can carry all the parts, put it together, obviously under supervision, and it's absolutely phenomenal. There's no hardware. It just clicks together.
But this is what enables you to create. I mean, most people's impression of what a school puppet show is not going to be this, is it? I mean, this is proper, serious theatres, proper professional theatres.
Probably the most professional puppet theatre in the country. It's in a totally different league to anything else that anybody's using. So, which is why you have to see it to believe it, in a sense.
Are you surprised at what the children achieve?
Well, not anymore. We were to begin with. Now we're not. Now we expect it of them. But the teachers get blown away. The teachers are totally blown away by what these kids are achieving, which is part of the magic. And then the parents get blown away. It's fun watching.
Explain to me what we've got here.
So currently we've got scene 2 on stage for some reason. Scene 1 is over there, so this whole shebang is on wheels. And I can do the change for you now if you want.
Oh, wow.
Shuffling this back and forth, so you see this is scene 1, the calf coming on.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's all set up.
So then what happens? This set is set up while...
Yeah, so that's what now set up scene 2, so that'll be ready. You'll have puppeteers on here, this curtain goes, hold the wrong thing, this curtain goes up. There'll be some lights turning on. Puppeteers will do their thing here. Scene 2 happens over there. Scene finishes, curtain down, puppets off, whole thing rolls, scene 2's already there, puppets on. This will now be over here getting turned into scene 3, the village bus stop, by the stage crew. So there's a group of 6 kids whose only job is to set the next scene and wheel it at the stage at the right time. It was all decorated by the kids. The backdrops are entirely their design, right down to the menus. All of this was painted by them, but I mean, we don't have primary schools don't have the woodworking capability to go make a table okay. So instead we give them the bits, they put things together, they're screwing, chairs together, these are all made of clay, the little things, for sale. So they're making that sort of thing, they're painting everything.
And then you've also got people operating things like the lights.
Yeah, there's a lighting board down here, so there's one kid we had an afternoon with her last week, I think, where she went through and programmed the lights. So each of these lights is a 7-channel DMX light. It does 7 different colour options. So she was mixing colours and learning about colour mixing, which is different to paint colour mixing.
But all transferable skills to proper theatre.
Oh yeah, it is a theatre style board. Every theatre in the world uses some form of DMX. So she's got that DMX being the programming language for lights, so she's got those skills to take on. But also, lighting design is, again, used in any theatre. The top drink on the drinks menu is entirely their joke. That's a depresso for sale in Sadsville. Of course it is. Why would it not be?
Why did I think of that?
I was like, why didn't we think of that? Yeah. Yeah. So here are our puppets for the show. You can see we've got about 30. 28, can't remember how many there are in this class. So every child's made their own. We've got backups of each. Obviously with string puppets, if they get dropped or something right before they go on stage, it's going to have backups. But we've picked a kind of cast that go together for this particular incarnation of the show, and then there's a backup set, as it were, on the back. Every kid is taking theirs home on Friday. They're so excited about it. So they've got this as a lasting memory.
I'm Kim Cook, the deputy head here at Springfield.
What's your experience of this been?
It's been absolutely phenomenal, what the children have been doing and working on since September. It's incredible, and the difference in some of the children in their engagement with this, compared to some of the other curriculum areas, is just it's just incredible, absolutely amazing.
Is it surpassed your expectations?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I just can't believe it. They've done so much, and it's just amazing to see, yeah.
You talk about a puppet show and you don't quite expect this, do you?
No, absolutely not. I mean, the stage is absolutely massive. I can't believe they've done all the props themselves. They're working on the lighting and the sound. It's just amazing. What an experience to give to our children.
Hi, Sandy. Hello, what's the matter? The same old breakfast. Exactly 200 grams of the best taste of. Yeah, are there cats in Sadsville? Why would that matter? I sure hope there are cats here. Pebbles, will you give it a rest and get off the bus? Crisps, what a good idea. I thought these were cheese and onion crisps, but it seems that this is a packet of normal crisps with chunks of very smelly cheese and slices of very stinky onion mixed in. Cauldron, cauldron, burning bright, please arrive from greater height. We are going to make a flavour for the people here to savour. Talking about what is making you sad, not bottling up. Yeah, that's true. On the other hand, we could have achieved the same thing a lot more easily just by feeding everyone dog biscuits.
So how does it feel having seen that?
Oh, it was great. Like, they've never done it that well before. And as I just said to them, I'm really proud of when things didn't go quite right. Someone fluffed a line, which they've never fluffed before. That is a child who really struggles with, they panicked yesterday and didn't manage to get through the show at all. So for today, for them to make a mistake and deal with it calmly, in a way that didn't impact anybody else, and watch them take a deep breath, go, no one can do this, and get through the rest of the line. Big deal for that kid. Really, really proud of him.
What do you think seeing that then, Jeremy?
The reason I have grey hair is that these kids can screw up really badly in rehearsals, and then when it matters, they're on it. And I'm really proud of them because it's difficult to understand how challenging this show has been for them. It's not an easy show, and they've just stepped up and they've just pulled it off. And it's I hope they understand that. I hope they understand what they've achieved, because it's quite stunning, actually. We kind of get used to that because that's what happens, but it still makes my hair grow white, because you always assume that they will pull it out in the end, and they do, and it's just a great feeling.
Right, so 3 things. Number 1, best you've done. Oh my God, Scene 6, well done team. That was incredible. The whole timing, and it takes so many people to do that. You've got 2 puppeteers on it, 1 person on the hoover, Holly on a thumbs up, somebody on the lighting, somebody on a sound, somebody else timing pebbles. There's like 7 people who have to do it exactly right. And you did it! And it looked amazing. Did you hear the reactions as well? Like,
They loved the hoovering, pulling him up. That was brilliant. Yeah, a bit. When the alarm went off.
Right. They're not going to forget that. You did really, really, really well. Number 2, I have been hoping, I didn't tell you this, but we were like, the fastest we've ever done this show is about an hour and a quarter. 59 minutes today, and that means you cut 15 minutes of faff out of this morning. You know, that kind of like, oh, where is this person? Why is the puppet there? You dealt with 59 minutes just now, just under an hour. Amazing.
How long did we take to
Yesterday was like an hour and a half. Friday was an hour and 15, so I knew you'd take up off, but yeah, really good today. And that was despite Pebbles had a major tangle and Sandy had a major tangle, and you just like, no, we're going to deal with this, we're going to get them on stage. Really, 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 really good.
What sets this apart as a project, do you think?
I think the main thing that sets this apart from other kind of arts interventions that we see in schools is the length of it. Like, they start in September, and from week 1 in September it's got this very clear end goal that is, I mean, date to be defined there, but you know, June or July. And the kids know from week 1 this is what we're working for, and that's actually more of year 6 than SATs is. So it's a goal to work towards past SATs. It means that they can do a little bit towards that goal every week. So maybe they shape the puppet head one week, then they paint it the next week, then they add the hair the week after. Every single week they feel like they're getting towards that goal, and everything that they do contributes to that goal. So there are no dead weeks where, okay, we're not, you know, we're going to work around the script this week or anything. Anything that we do is directly related to the final outcome, and so that gives them this really great sense of process, and then a much greater sense of achievement towards the end.
Tell me about what you've been doing.
So on September we found out we were doing puppets, so we had sculptures of heads, we had clay, we sewed clothes, we painted massive canvases, we had scripts that we learned on, we had workbooks to do activities while we weren't doing, we had lots of fun activities to do, and now we're performing our stage we have narrators, stage crew, stage manager. We have lots and lots of fun stuff to do.
And what about doing this play? Tell me what you're actually doing then, this whole process. It's been amazing.
Well, I'm playing the character of Pebbles, the dog. I'm the voice actor of him.
And how does it compare to what you thought it would be like?
It compares like completely different, because I thought it was going to be like really hard at the start when we first built the puppet's head. I thought it was going to be really hard to build the puppet, and here it is now. Like, we done everything and finished the whole show, and it kind of looks better than I think everyone imagined it would have been.
How do you think the performance today went?
I think it's very good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good. So tell me what you think about it.
I think it's really amazing and I'll never forget it.
Why?
Because it is like one opportunity, like you'll never go to school and you'll just see, oh, we're doing puppets, and then, because you'll never actually like be able to do it again, so like it's one in a lifetime chance.
So you are...
Herman,
How's it going?
I'd say it's gone pretty well.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
How did you get the role? Because that's a really important role, isn't it?
Well, what we all did is we wrote what we wanted to be on notes, and then Caitlin would pick what we wanted, what she thought we would be best for, and the stage manager we would vote. And
what's been the best bit for you?
I'm not sure, because I've enjoyed all of it, but if I had to choose a part, I'd say making the puppet, like with all the clay and stuff. That was my favourite part, and like painting it and stuff.
And how do you think the performance went today?
Really good. Yeah. Everything just kind of fell into place, and everyone just stuck to what they were doing, and we did it in 59 minutes, and before yesterday we got it in like an hour and a half, and just like cutting off 30 minutes is wow.
When we did like scene 1, it looked amazing, and to scene 10 it just looked spectacular, and I loved doing this show, and I hoped I didn't do another show, to be honest.
What's your role in the whole thing?
I'm lighting.
You're lighting?
Yes.
So you've learned, tell me what you've learned to do.
I learned how to create the colours for the scenes and when to put them on and put them off.
Do you think this is something you might do again?
Yeah, maybe.
Tell me about your role.
Okay, so I'm a voice actor, and I'm the voice actor of Sandy.
That's a really important character.
Yeah.
How have you found the whole thing?
It was really fun. It was it's really fun to just like do the voice. It's really good.
So what's your job? Did you say it again for me? I missed what you said.
Stage crew.
Stage crew. So what does stage crew do?
Help with the scene changes and props.
Is that harder than you thought, or?
Yes.
What's that most complicated bit of the show?
Doing the factory scene with its props, and it's kind of it's very hard to set up.
And do you think it's just sort of got a message, the story?
Yeah,
What would you say the message is?
like to control your emotions or talk about them. For example, you could talk to your friends or family about like how you feel to make you feel better.
And you think you've learned that from this play?
Yep.
Wow. Is there one bit where there's an actual Hoover?
Yes.
Are you in charge of that? So you have to do all the hoovering up? Tell me what happens, because there's a funny bit, isn't there?
It's when the cheese and onions go up into a suction, crisps get dropped down the tube.
But then something funny happens, isn't it?
Yes. So it's when like Herman gets too close and his hand gets sucked up.
Everyone laughs at that. So you've got a very important role. Are you nervous at all?
Definitely very nervous. When I'm doing, my anxiety levels are through the roof. They're very high up.
Really? But you managed to control it?
Yes, I did.
Calm those nerves. Right. And what do you think you've learned?
I'd say I have learned how to change emotions in a voice, how to make it louder, quieter, quicker, slower, and how to puppeteer very well as well.
So have you enjoyed it?
I have definitely enjoyed it.
You looking forward to the show this afternoon? And how do you think the performance went?
I think that went really well. It was really fun, and I really enjoyed it. It was great.
Think you might do this in the future?
Well, I'd love to do it again. It would be great. It was fun.
Before we do the final show, I want to tell you a little secret. Do you do Arts Award at this school? Do you know what Arts Award is? No. Okay, that's fine. I can explain it. I usually have to. So, Arts Award is a bit like if anybody in this room does like swimming badges or music exams or anything, you can get like different levels. You know, you can get, if you do like, you play the piano, you can get grade 1 to 8, for example. If you do swimming badges, I think they do like bronze and silver and gold and things. You can do something called Arts Award in the UK, and there are 5 levels of Arts Award, and it's basically like an award that says, yes, you can do, you are good at art stuff. And it can be anything arts, so you can do it in performance, you can do it in visual arts, painting, drawing, whatever. It really doesn't matter. Singing, music, dancing, like everything, every type of art counts. Puppetry also counts. There are 5 levels, and they kind of go with the key stages. So if you think like the infants would do, it's called Discover, is the bottom level. Key stage 2, which is you lot up through year 3 up to you lot, would do something called Explore level. So you've got Discover, Explore. Key stage 3, which is year 7 to year 9, does what's called Bronze. Key stage 4, which is year 10 and 11, that's like age 15 to, or maybe 14 to like 16, they would do Silver. And then ages, I think it's 16 to 25, 18 to 25, can't remember, they do Gold anyway. So that's like sixth form, college at level stuff. And we thought, well, we do a lot of art, like across the year. When you think about how many different types of art and the arts we have done on this project, we were like, yeah, Arts Award. Maybe we could do like Arts Award with puppets. That would be cool. Maybe kids could start getting Arts Award when they do a puppet project. And so we rang up somebody from Arts Award and we said, so you've got these 5 levels. Can we tell you a bit about our project and you can tell us what level you think we should be doing? And so we explained the project and they were like, wait, you're telling me the kids, so they make all the puppets? We were like, yeah. And they were like, wait, so they make like the clay and they do the painting and they do the hair and then they have to put the bodies together and they do the costumes and they do the strings. And we were like, yeah, just told me this. And they were like, okay, but they do the set designs too. Like they've got to design those backdrops, they've got to paint them. Wow, they're huge, wow. They've got to do props, okay. And they do the show, yeah. They do puppetry, yeah. And voice acting, they went through the whole project. Narrating, lighting, sound. I was like, yeah, we're like, yeah, it's all the kids. And they're like, oh wow, great project. We're like, yeah, thank you. What level do you think that is already? And they said, well, if they do that much, that's probably like silver level. Rewind a little bit. How old did I tell you had to be to do silver?
14 to 16.
14 to 16. Year 10, basically, or 11.
They're good.
Now, if I'd walked in at the start of the year and I'd gone, hey guys, I'm doing art with you this year and we're going to do year 10 work, you would have been like, what? Well, year 6, you're kidding. Way too hard. But I didn't tell you. I came in and went, yeah, you were doing puppets, but I didn't tell you this is too hard for you. And you did it. you've done it anyway. You've done 2 amazing shows today because you didn't know it was supposed to be a little bit too hard for you. Next year, you're all going on to different secondary schools. Some of you going together, some of you not. The beginning of secondary school is quite a tough time. There's new people, there's new classes, there's new teachers, there's new buildings, new friends, new people you probably won't like very much. Some of it will feel really tough. And when it gets tough, what I want you to remember is, I can do things that are too difficult for me. It might just be in the context of a puppet show this one time, but you can do it because you've already done things that are way, way, way too hard for you. You have worked together, you have done amazing shows, and you have done more than people think you can. And if there's one thing you take away from this project with you, and one thing you take to secondary school next year, it is the knowledge that you can do stuff like that, and you can do hard stuff, and you can do stuff that's supposed to be too difficult. Take that with you, apply it to whatever life throws at you, and you are going to be amazing.